Most beginners spend years in the gym and never get noticeably better. Not because they're not working hard, because nobody ever gave them the three things that actually decide a fight: space, time, collision. You don't need 100 techniques memorized. You need these three concepts installed. And it works whether you are boxing, kickboxing, train Muay Thai, or fight MMA. This is the fight formula, and it's why getting good at this really is this simple. Here's the problem. Technique doesn't make good fighters. Understanding does. You can drill a jab 10,000 times and still get clipped in sparring because nobody taught you why it landed or why it didn't. Everything that happens in a fight, every punch, every miss, every counter comes down to these three things. Let's break them down. First, space, the distance between you and your opponent. If you control space, you control the fight. And there are two ways you control it. The first one is negotiating space. That's footwork, moving your feet to open or close distance. The second is manipulating space. That's head movement, body movement, feints, changing the picture without moving your feet. Here's where beginners get it wrong. They think space is something you stand in. It's not. It's something you fight for every second. Watch what happens when someone doesn't negotiate space. And here's manipulating space. This is the number one fix I make when I'm coaching students in the gym or reviewing footage with someone online. 9 times out of 10, when a fighter can't land clean or keeps getting caught, it traces straight back to space. Get space wrong and nothing else in this formula matters. You're either out of range doing nothing or in range getting hit. Get it right and you decide when the fight happens. Quick pause before we get into time. If you want me to actually look at your footage instead of guessing what you're doing wrong on your own, I do 30-minute one-on-one video reviews online. Wherever you are, I watch your sparring or your form and tell you exactly what's costing you rounds. The link to that is in the description if you want on the calendar. But let's keep going. Second here is time. Time isn't just when to throw, it's understanding the time it takes to create an action. Every punch, every step, every reaction has a rhythm to it. Beginners have no rhythm. That's the tell every time. They move in too fast, too far, on no beat at all. And then the moment their opponent so much as twitches, they overreact. They flinch at movement instead of reading it. Once you can read the time it takes your opponent to create an action, you stop reacting to movement and start reading intention. That's the difference between panicking and countering. Okay, the third thing here, collision. This is where space and time meet. The collision zone is exactly what it sounds like, the range where contact happens. You need to know two things at all times: what can hit you and what you can hit, based on exactly where you and your opponent are in space and time. Beginners get caught here two ways. Either they walk into the collision zone blind, that's no read on distance or time, and just eat a shot, or they freeze the second they're in range because nobody taught them what to do once they're actually there. When I coach students on how to avoid getting hit so much, this is always where we start. Not faster hands, not better technique, just understanding the zone they're standing in. When you understand space and time, the collision zone stops being a scramble. You know exactly when you're in range to hit and get hit, and you control what happens next instead of hoping you come out ahead. That's the fight formula: space, time, collision. This isn't about memorizing more techniques. It's about understanding how to deal with and adapt to whatever's in front of you, instead of getting stuck in the what if loop or not knowing how to get out of a bad position. Fighting is simple when you focus on managing space, time, and collision. That's it. In the next video, I'm breaking space down on its own, the exact footwork and feints I drill with my students to control distance before anything else. Watch that next.